Hi, I'm Colin Robinson. I am the writer of the articles on the blog Work Smart and Travel. Essentially, I started doing the blog because I want to share my traveling experiences with you. And being a fan of technology as well, how I use technology when I travel to different places. Most of my traveling is for work, though I do enjoy traveling for pleasure as well. And to be honest with you, I'm more than likely gone more times than not. I very often wonder why I have a house in Atlanta because I'm never there. I've got a house for somebody else essentially, and that's the lodger. But yes, I enjoy traveling. But give you a little bit about myself. You can probably tell from my accent I'm English. I was born in England. I moved over to the States in 1987, February of 87 to be exact, and I lived there for about the first 15 years, traveling extensively. And I moved to the Atlanta, Georgia area in 2001. That's where I live right now. I've always been interested in technology, programming. In fact, I have a degree in computer sciences, and that pretty much covered programming. But the programming languages I was taught in back in the day are no longer used today. I was taught in, basically Fortran and BASIC. There's a little BASIC around, but I think Fortran's just about dead now. And I've been fortunate that in my career path I have chosen, I've always had to have that strong technical understanding of things and be very technical. In fact, the equipment we work with and sell to our customers is driven now by computers. There's a computer attached to every single piece of equipment we sell, very software intensive, and one of my job responsibilities is to actually go out and show our customers how this equipment works. So you can imagine that's quite a bit of extensive travel is involved in that. I pretty much travel throughout North America. That includes Canada, United States, Mexico, Costa Rica, and Puerto Rico. But also I get to other places as well on occasion. Europe, for instance. Travel back to England at least once a year. Been to France, Italy, Germany. I've also travelled on vacation to Australia and Hong Kong. So quite a bit of extensive travel there. And when I first moved over to the States, it was before the time of the internet. The internet, it wasn't even around. I think the first time I went online and did anything really useful was with a company by the name of CompuServe. Then America Online came up, and that's when email started to take off, and you log into America Online and you'd be greeted with a welcome voice which said, "You have mail." So that's going back a bit. And technology has really changed over the years. The smartphone, the smartphone's a wonderful thing. Really helps with traveling. I got a lot of wonderful apps on my phone, from booking hotels to the GPS, Google Maps, to Grubhub, airline ticketing, my boarding pass. I get on this thing as well. With a camera, I can take pictures. So this is a wonderful device, and this technology is just advancing. The only thing is, we only need to go back not even 7 years, just go back to 2007. At the beginning of 2007, these didn't exist. The closest thing we had was a BlackBerry. And then Apple came out with the iPhone that year, and this market took off from that. And the tablet market wasn't even around. The tablets didn't come into being until really 2009, about 2 years after the iPhone. So tablets have only been around 7 years. These have only been around, well, it's 2016, 2000, been around 9 years. Before that, it was Blackberries. So it just gives you a sense right there how quickly the technology has changed and how fast we've come along. In fact, my first computer, I bought when I was still in school, still in high school in England. It was a Sinclair ZX81, and you programmed it in BASIC, and it had 1K of memory. Then I went out and I thought I was the bee's knees. I had 16K of RAM. I bought a 16K memory module I put onto the back of this thing, and I thought I had all the power in the world back then. Well, this thing's got a lot more power than that. And yeah, just gives you right there a really good idea of how far we've come. And technology is important, and I find technology very important and very useful when I'm traveling. And when I'm on the road, like I say, I use technology. I use a lot of internet-based technologies, and I use them to save my time. The problem with all these internet technologies that have come about today is they have made us essentially more demanding, if you will. We want immediate gratification, but along comes with that gratification, somebody else has to provide that gratification, and that's where the stress level comes into play. So I've looked at things where I can reduce that stress level, free up my time. Some of it's been using technologies, some of it's been training other people how to communicate with me using other technologies. For instance, a big pet peeve of mine is answering emails on this. Somebody will send you an email and you immediately respond. The phone dings, there's an email, response back. And you're essentially training people by doing that to send you more emails. In fact, I think I wrote about this in one of my previous articles. And that's wrong. It's not. It may seem efficient, but it's not effective. It doesn't really free up your time. What it does, though, is the complete opposite. It takes up more of your time and builds up more stress in your life. So, you need to enjoy life, and that's the tagline on my Work Smart and Travel website, is enjoy life, because that's the whole philosophy here, is use technology in your travels, but enjoy life. You have to still find ways to take time, smell the roses, and basically enjoy your life and not be so stressed out. Anyway, as I say, I travel extensively. I'm actually on the road now. I'm recording this video in my hotel room. I'll give you a little more background. I'm a million miler on 2 airlines. I pretty much get to the top tier level of a hotel loyalty program within the first 2 or 3 months of each year. So yes, I'm definitely out on the road more than I'm at home, but it's a job I enjoy. I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about sharing my experiences and knowledge with other people. That's what my blog, Work Smart and Travel, is all about. So thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and thank you for reading my blog.